My little pirates, sooner or later, we are going to find the correct chapter number. Luffy's adventures in that place, but now it's just impel down. No, seriously. It's impel down. Why are you even doing here? Go to the store. Go to Kiss Anime. Go somewhere. And what's that? Hey. Level 3, prefer food, water, and love. Let's move on. Help! The rest of Trixie's scream was swallowed up by the blast of war dragon fire. How did Trixie get out of it? The dragon's tail lashed around, sending Trixie with it. All the while she continued screaming, even though no pony could hear her. How did Trixie get unstoned? The dragon fire slammed against the ground, scaring Luffy, Buggy, and Mr. 3. This stoning. How did Trixie get out of it? Twilight only got out of it because Fluttershy made the cockatrice do it. The latter two went in one direction while Luffy jumped into the air and stretched back a hind hoof. Never thought I saw a dragon. Come on, no! Fuck! Stone! Trixie! You know what? Fine. You won't explain it, I will. Somebody had a sultan somewhere around, probably Cloud. He gave it to Trixie, and then rode off on his Harley while chasing down the sorceress from FF8. All the while, Terra rode on the airship, firing magic fire blasts. I love FF6. The attack struck the dragon's neck, but when Luffy's hoof returned back to his body, wisps of smoke drifted off to it. Darn! This guy's skin's really hot! Just keep on hitting him, Strut! Buggy yelled. Well, we get the hell out of here! Mrs. 3 whispered. He and Buggy raced over to the large door that led to the stairwell. In their excitement over escape, they both galloped through the stacks of coins and jewels. His treasure clinked, the dragon's eyes widened, and their slits narrowed. Twisted his head away from Luffy and gnashed his fangs at the duo. Buggy was reduced to mincemeat, and Mr. 3 into bits of wax. Behind a nearby pile of treasured stone, Mr. 3 breathed heavily, tried to still his heart. Too close! I'll say! Buggy's head commented. Mr. 3 screamed, seeing his new comrade's head simply floating in midair. Buggy darted down, then uppercut Mr. 3 in the jaw. Shut up! You inspector! An enormous slate of people looked down at Mr. 3 and Buggy. Smoke coiled around them and made them cough, while the eye turned them pale. Run! They all screamed at the same time. The dragon's jaws opened and clenched shut, but were stopped from fully closing by a semi-solid piece of wax. The rest of Buggy's body flew out of the dragon's maw, reconnected with the rest of him. The dragon snored, causing smoke to billow out of its maw, of its nose and mouth. I smelt it in an instant, but it gave the duo enough time to flee from the beast. Hey! Don't ignore me! Luffy jumped up from above the dragon and extended back all four of his hooves. They raced back down straight into the dragon's head. Come on now! Twin bazooka! The hit pushed the dragon's head halfway down to the floor, while its shockwave rippled through the dragon's body. His claws dug into the floor, was cracked into the depressor. Luffy landed next to one of the giant claws and grinned up at the dragon. The dragon grinned back and forth, its eyes rolled in their sockets. The pair of blue hooves wrapped around Luffy's neck. He looked to his left and was met with a tearful Trixie squeezing him. I thought it was over. Thank you. No problem, Luffy smiled. You're helping me save Ace after all. Trixie instantly let go of Luffy. And flipped back her mane with a snap of her neck. She placed a hoof on her chest and said, yes. We should probably make our way to the exit. Trixie means your brother. Yeah, that's the idea. Luffy slammed his mouth shut. Grand Trixie jumped out of the way with a jet of dragon fire. Both of them, the dragon leered at him and snarled. And I thought I got it last time. You just made it more mad, Trixie complained, while Luffy jumped up to avoid the flaming strikes from the dragon's claws. Nearby, Buggy and Mr. 3 avoided the hits as well. Buggy didn't so much as dodge as get cut to ribbons and then reformed. An unlucky strike came from down and slashed Mr. 3 to pieces. The pieces fell down to the ground with cold, hard walks. Nearby, the real Mr. 3 smiled at his work. I might not have Miss Golden Week's colors, but the figurines are enough for a stupid piece like you. The dragon growled and slammed a claw down on Mr. 3. Only pieces shattered what wax remained. All around his claws, dozens of Mr. 3s popped up. Among the figurines came a voice, followed by a clicking of treasure.
By the time you find me, we'll be long gone.
Luffy hopped over to Buggy and released his grip on Trixie. The real Mr. 3 emerged from out the figurines and joined them. I see a blob of treasure spilling out with straight down his back. Nice shot, 3!
That's Mr. 3, the Wax Pony complained. Let's get out of here before the roast of the fakes, or worse.
Buzzard, the dragon, roared into Bang's head. A dark growl rumbled out of its mouth and shook the entire area. It leered down at the figurines along with the real ponies.
Mine.
You can talk? Luffy answered, confused and awe. His eyes partially turned to twinkling stars. Mine, answered the dragon. It smacked his claws around, randomly struck the figurines, the floor, walls, and even the ceiling. Stones fell everywhere, and the ponies had to zigzag to avoid falling debris. Mine! 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 A giant crackling stone noise swallowed up the rest of Mr. 3 as he started to take a play.
This is bad. We've got to get out.
Billowed the dragon. Huge fissures opened up. The dragon gave a snore of surprise before it plummeted into darkness. The whole rapidly spread and swallowed up the other ponies, too fast for them to escape it. All of them screamed as they disappeared deeper into the prison. Oh, brother, here we go. Once again, fast forward! The sound of hose on stone won't make the prisoners turn their heads up. Hose were immense amount of time in this way, seeking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They were the guards wearing the mood to start the pony for a few days. So it was curious that the host wasn't very long ago. This gave the prisoners reason to stir for the beds. The prisoner heads against the bar cells. Celestia tried to keep her eyes forward, but instead they kept drifting over to the cells of prisoners. Scars, missing teeth, ears, and sharp grins greeted her. To see such traits of the ponies tug at the back of her mind. Even as ponies, they still have such evil looks. As soon as the tears began, prisoners hollered to Celestia, Span, Mattel, and Hannibal, and Momonga. Celestia wasn't sure that they would have said that the domino had seen stays by the elevator, but they probably wouldn't have been pretty. The ones that don't talk are the worst, but the ones that do are annoying, Magellan grumbled. His eyes were on one particular cell that had a golden gleam of a hook in its eye. He looked to the group past the cell and over to a nearby one. We're here. Hannibal trotted forward and appeared in the cell. Chained to one wall was the Jinbei, first started to see in the seven warlords. His form was massive, and the tails of his strength made him even more a monster or a man, or even a pony given the circumstances. His strength wasn't enough to break the chains to hell in his cell, though, and he glanced up at Hannibal before his eyes turned over to Magellan and Celestia. Hannibal's sight likewise went away from Jinbei over to Ace. The man had been a red earth pony by Equestria's magic, but this didn't take away the giant tattoo encompassed on his back, a skull and crossbones with a wicked grin, and a white sickle of a mustache. He had taken a distal mark on his flank entering Equestria's domain. A grand orange and yellow flame that made it look like the rest of his body was a great bonfire, and the marker was just the tip of it. Without the sea stone cuffs that he must have changed, he probably would have come well done that. You're a special visitor, Ace, Hannibal called out. He glanced back over at the prisoner in the cell. But you've better never met her eyes, Jinbei. He controls the sun here, as he rules over the entire land. Or Princess Celestia. A seat moved to the cell that also held the pony with a cold hook. A wispy yet girl voice ready for the same Celestia. Ace stared up at Celestia with empty solemn eyes. What do you want? I have no business with you, Celestia coldly replied. She made a point to puzzle over an Ace. I just wanted to see the man who was the trigger for this war. I'm glad I want to see him on display now. Ace sneered. Princess, Jinbei called out. His raised tail around the strong floor. Crane's neck to a better look at Celestia. Don't tell me you're actually planning to aid the government in this war. I've read up on the question. And the war will only bring suffering to it. Justice will bring hearts into fist and lion. Celestia grasped the railroad voice again. Its orange voice sounded dry, like the sand had been poured down to it. What are you complaining about now? Asked the pony with the golden hook. In the darkness, his eyes rolled in noise. It's your kingdom, your children, your food. It's always something with you. So you took it from me, the voice hit back. Something scraped against the darkness. The shadows filled out so that it emerged in a huff. It was so blind that it seemed like part of the darkness, if not for the holes of various sizes that dotted. 3 other hosts started out to join it, and their owners' head banged against the cell's bars. The bars couldn't stop a long, jagged horde from pointing it out. Celestia, you will pay. I'll break you and make you watch as I drain every last drop of life from your kingdom. I'll start with your students. See? Will scream. The radiant bowl of the other prisoners who joined in started hearing louder and louder. Insult after insult was slung at Magellan, Hannibal, and Momonga, while far more lewd words were thrown at Celestia. A vein pulsed in Magellan's head as the noise. This is getting annoying. Celestia ignored the black for a moment and focused on the 2 prisoners in front of her. So you're Jinbei, there's no need to be rude. I'm only doing what I can for my citizens, as it appears that I have other matters to deal with, though. Celestia brought over her attention to the black horn in Zora. You'll never harm another one of my little ponies again. This is your punishment. You'll be confined here, alone and surrounded by Hydra until the end of your days. Forgive me. No, the creature in the cell snarled back. It opened its mouth and snapped at the air with nail-like fangs. I'll break out, then you will suffer. Oh, my children will be hungry. Oh, they're much less delicate when they're hungry. That's enough, Magellan bellowed. His skin turned purple and a thick liquid encased him. Hannibal and Momonga scooted back, and Hannibal sat behind one of the cell doors. He glared at all the prisoners, whose tears had gone silent while the prisoner with the black horn continued raving. You all need to be taught a lesson, Hydra. The syrupy liquid covering Metallic exploded on the back of his ear. The formless purple mass quickly condensed itself into a mean, portly body, and his three slender heads with his gaping maws of 4 tons. His tail like a appendage kept the monstrosity connected to Metallic. The prisoner's tears had now turned back into panic and screams, and even the prisoner with the black horn fled back into recreation. All 3 heads reared back and then darted back into the 3 other cells. Anguish wails ran out into the 3 cells struck, but especially the one with the black horn prisoner. It rolled around into the ground, bumped the floor, and his body sizzling for the poison that they were now coated in. The prisoner with the golden hook didn't say something, but his eyes spelled out a very clear message: fool. Don't forget, you're all on death row here to poison around Magellan. His features softened. He extended himself out to ace himself by taking all the time you like. Oh, my business is done, Celestia replied. She then turned around and marched off into the elevator. She didn't wait for the others any longer amongst the whales and cover it up. See, even 1,000 years couldn't diminish here pure agony. As the cells, Jinbei watched Celestia disappear around the corner. The others followed, leaving him with Ace and the other prisoners once more. The screaming was disturbing, especially from the Blackhorn prisoner, but Jinbei had worse news. Nightmares. Sorry, I lost my place there. He brought his attention on Ace, whose eyes started and were now filled with emotion at Jinbei's arrival. Ace, what did he tell you? Ace stayed silent and bit his lip. He said, my brother is here. You people didn't miss much. You know the scene with Boa talking to Ace and all that? If not, watch the episode. It's available on Funimation's site. Or find the manga. It's available for free out there. I bet you can find it easily. Or go to Kiss Anime, like I said. Find it. Positive might be an episode or 2 of the Japanese version on YouTube. Go watch it. You'll be caught up. You're not missing much. Oh, and Chrysalis is here. How did Celestia find Chrysalis? How did Celestia get Chrysalis? How did Chrysalis get here? Not explained! Were you expecting an explanation for this, Vic? I think you give this story way too much credit. It's not going to tell you how Chrysalis got from being blown halfway across the Badlands and taken there. Even excluding the comics and excluding later episodes of the show, even forgiving that, there is no reason for Chrysalis to be in Impel Down. What, did Celestia go on a manhunt? What, did Celestia realize her pure kingdom was being infested by bugs, so she decided to do that? And furthermore, she's talking to Jinbei. You'd think she would take a lesson from this guy, because he's been there. He's been where she is. You'd think these two would get along better and have a nice little talk, have a nice little interesting conversation. No. That would have been interesting. That would have been different. Oh, no. And as you all know, difference in this story are not going to get along well. Tracy's right ear twitched, followed by her eye peeking open. 2 rows of monstrous fangs greeted her. She yelped and jumped into the air before falling back down, rapidly scooting away from the unconscious dragon. She bumped into something and was met with Luffy looking down at her. Cool, you're awake, Luffy smiled. I was about to shake you, but now I don't have to. Your voice only serves to annoy Trixie, she grunted. No, I'm trying calling Clinking Beard. I would try Erica Schroeder, but I've been told by my cousin, my brother, my mother that if I were to ever try that again in my lifetime, I would be punched. So where are we anyway? Luffy raised his hook to his forehead and wiped the sweat that quickly accumulated on his brow. The gesture wasn't worth much, since the new sweat instantaneously replaced the old. All around them was nothing but sand and white stone towers. Cells were cut out of the towers and were the only things covered in shadow. A wisp of smoke rose from Luffy's left. He darted over to find a small brown steaming spear. Picked up and smelled it. Takoyaki. Oh, that poor fair sprite. Came a sovereign stone on Luffy's leg. Luffy examined the ball, shrugged, and took a bite out of it. Blake gave it a eep, and the stone went from yellow to blue. Dazzle's voice now came to the stone. Hey, what's what you eating from her? It's not that good anyway. Despite his complaint, Luffy still devoured the rest of the cooked pear sprite. Where do I cook it?
Level 3.
Mr. 3 sighed. He appeared from behind the dragon and made his way over to Luffy. Buggy followed at his side.
The heat on this level is second only to level 4s. There's barely any food or water given to the prisoners here. Plus, I've heard a special set of guards make it so that mirages and other odd weather conditions offend the prisoners.
Sounds like some Pegasi playing tricks, Das muttered. Okay, I'm just gonna make up a voice because apparently the altar is expecting me to. So, why not give the prisoners some illusion of hope before they die? Before any pony could pinpoint where the voice came from, the ground beneath them moved. Huge inlaid ropes of metal sprung out of the sand, and over the heads of the ponies and the dragon. In a matter of seconds, they were all caught in a huge net high over the baking sands. The hell is this? Buggy pushed against the net, but he found he couldn't mess his body through it. Don't tell me this is sea stone! That's it! Trixie has had it! Trixie shut her eyes and gritted her teeth. Horn sparked out, only for it to fizzle out a second later. What? What? Yeah, Trixie. No! 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 Devil fruit is not magic! It's not magic, so sea stone wouldn't have any effect on it. The only reason why sea stone affects devil fruit users is because it radiates with the same material as the sea. If sea stone could affect magic, then that means that Trixie, all unicorns, all Pegasi can't swim! That means they would fall and sink. Actually, every single pony that ever tried to swim would drown because obviously they can't touch the water. And as we all know, we have seen Pinky swim. Hell, we have seen the CMC swim. So no, sea stone should not affect magic users because sea stone is just stone that has the power of the sea. It's like if I were to put kryptonite in front of Mon El and expect it to work. It's like taking kryptonite and putting it in front of Power Girl. Okay. Power Girl, maybe. I'll have to get you back on. I'll have to get back to you on that one. It's like putting kryptonite in front of Shazam and expecting it to be weak. It's like holding up a piece of yellow in front of Hal Jordan and saying, does the color make your eyes hurt or something stupid like that. Note, the joke was funny on Freakazoid. This is not to insult Freakazoid. Freakazoid is an awesome show. But this is more of an insult towards those of you people who keep insulting Green Lantern's yellow weakness. Honestly, read a freaking comic, buckas! It is not a cure-all for all magic users. This is just a bloody little excuse for you to make sure nobody uses magic. And one thing I can't stand is a lame-ass excuse. So, looks like you can use magic after all. All eyes went to the voice. Its owner was a tiny little creature composed entirely of white. Its hind half was like a lion's. A whip-like tail was ended with a sharp spike of white hair. Its front half was like an eagle's, with a tiny beak and thick quivers that ended where the lion's half began. Small wings straight to his sides as well. His oversized, floppy white hat, with what appeared to be horns poking out of it, and a skull adorned to the top of it, completed his opposite appearance. Behind him stood a squadron of guards with a mix of wings and horns. A few blood glories popped up here and there as well. I swear, this day is a mess between misinformation and the warden not helping. I suppose you're all lucky on that last count. I'll destroy you into cells. The warden would be like to execute you outright. Who are you? I'm Stardust, the Griffin answered, and you are Straw Hat Luffy. I don't know how you got here, but you'll never leave this prison again. You're a monkey? Despite the cramped space in the net, Luffy managed to tilt his head. You look more like a bird lion, or lion bird. I'm a griffin for your information. Stardust shot back. Regardless, this little escape attempt of yours is over. Mine. The net rustled. Tracy shrieked when the eyelids she was a stuff next to flicked open. Its lid of people narrowed and the dragon roared. A jet of flame raced out of his mouth and turned the net into a burning red to blazing white. Mine, 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 mine! Damn it! Celestia cursed. The net will hold! Men, get ready to take all of them, especially Straw Hat! Due to Zelda's word, the net broke, sending its prisoners to the ground. The dragon's flail kicked up a cloud of dust, but the bulk riding their axes plunged through it and straight at Luffy. The guards followed after and fell across Luffy. Luffy lifted up his hind legs and sent them flying at the guards with bulk light. Come on now! Keep going! The enemies went sailing, giving Luffy a brief reprieve to look back. Only air greeted him. Darn it! Where did he go? Hurry up, you stupid horse! Came Buggy's voice from high above Luffy. He looked up and spotted 3 spots atop a massive wooden rafter that had been used to hold a quality giant net. Oi, you guys! What are you doing up there? Luffy called out. Buggy mockingly waved a hoof and stuck his tongue out at Luffy. Getting out of here! If Ace lives, tell him I'll buy him a drink!
Now go and distract him!
Mr. 3 yelled. Yes! Trixie chuckled. Trixie's decoy plan is perfect! Oh, but we just met again. Luffy frowned. He beamed on the back of him and waved a hoof. Well, see ya! All 3 princesses were after sniffled a little. Such a nice guy! A second later, they all ran off. Such a fool! Down below, Luffy sent his host flying again and struck down another wave of enemies. And then, jumped up. They were gathered their ranks and hopped off across the towers. The guards all grunted and gave chase. Meanwhile, Buggy's group darted through level 3 upper staircases. In this hideout, the cells were upon cells, each filled with shells of former pirates. None of them moved, though a few stared at the grid through hollow eyes that might as well have been empty sockets. Wait! Tracy scanned to the stuff in front of the cells. What are you doing? I needed to check on something. Tracy pointed to the cells he stopped at. Inside were hundreds of black shells. They were shaped into a common grotesque form with a sharp joint jutting out what looked like the skulls. A material here similar to spiderwebs covered part of the shells, and venom training and felt like wings that were draped over their backs.
We don't have time to cover creepy stuff like this,
Mr. 3 complained. He put his mouth to say more, but stopped when his ears perked up, and a sound pervaded the air. Zecora! Luffy's self met another guard's face. He continued his climb among a set of stairs, while the guards shouted out past behind him, flung sea stone nets in his direction. The nets didn't just fly him like a bullet, but looked through the air and relentlessly pursued him. He rounded a corner like a claw slanted to the ground. Mine! Crap! Luffy pushed his slanted toes against the dragon's claw to no avail. Stop, you beast! Somebody from above yelled. The voice made Luffy's heart stop for a second. His eyes darted up and found a black unicorn with a sea-green mane. Fiend's swords crisscrossed across his flank. A large scar ran from his left shoulder diagonally across his belly. Zoro? Just kidding! The pony masquerading as Zoro looked off the sleds and a brilliant blaze of green flames. When the flames abated, a creature clad entirely in black chitlin remained. Its thin, transparent wings buzzed through the air as it slanted the dragon's head with a whole-field hoof. Black Swan Abrasque! The attack sent the dragon sprawling headfirst into one of the towers. Stones smacked into his head, adding to the damage. Luffy could only see one thing in the face of watching Zoro appear out of nowhere, burst into flames, and turn to a black pony thing, kicking the dragon. Huh? Mugiton! The black pony thing happily cried out. It landed, twirled over to Luffy, and gave him a hug. Up close, Luffy could see that the creature had blue compound eyes, and sharp white fangs along a sharp black horn. A long time no see. I know how horrible I must look right now, but it's really good to see you again. Wait a minute. Luffy's eyes went wide with realization. He pulled the creature away and looked at him in the eyes. Bug Clay? Correct! The cross-dressing former secret agent replied, Oh, I'm sorry for the impersonation earlier. I couldn't resist. Next chapter, Celestia departs, Magellan summons his forces, yada yada yada. A few minutes ago, along level 3, blah blah blah. You want to explain why we're not heading for the exit? Buggy grubbed. Trixie graded her teeth and glared at Mr. 3. Trixie agrees. At least on the other level, Trixie had her cell.
If you both shut up for a few minutes, you see that I'm helping you escape.
Mr. 3 kicked his head forward and marched his 2 collaborators through a twisting maze on level 3, while he kept his ears perked up. All walked in silence, punctuated by an 1, 2, 3 from time to time. Whenever noise was produced, Mr. 3 halted the group, as well as the ears around, before either walking on the same path he was on, or going down a different corridor. The chant grew louder and louder the further Mr. 3 went, until he came upon a cell. It was identical to all the others in his group had passed, save for one small detail. There was movement within. Inside, a black four-legged figure twirled around and around, while similar other creatures were slumped against the walls, clicked and hissed to one another. All their blue compound eyes drooped, and their fanged mouths hung low. Spin! 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 The creature in the middle seemed declaring. True to his word, he continued to pirouette, while his cellmates made noises that sounded a lot like sighs. Come on! Get up, you guys! Oh, hey! Visitors! The creature stopped its odd dance and rustled over the cell bars. Odd? You're not gods, but who has time to escape these days? Tracy flinched back and hid beside Buggy. It was bad enough when they weren't moving.
Whatever these things are, this one's unique.
Mr. 3 brought his eyes up to the creature in his cell.
Am I correct, Mr. 2?
Hey, I know that voice! Mr. 2 jabbed a hole-filled hook through the bar's gas. Why, if it isn't Mr. 3, you've got Capsule 2. Oh, what a shame! Shall we dance? Oh, wait, you'd got out of your cell. Oh, maybe we can escape together and then dance. Let's serve a creature we come upon, Buggy wondered out loud.
Quiet!
Mr. 3 snapped before turning back to Mr. 2. Glinted up a huff, was turned to a pasty white, before part of it solidified into a key, and the rest back to a normal huff. The key went into the cell slot and pried and turned into a rusty wind.
As a matter of fact, we are escaping. It seems fate has decided to be funny and sent Straya and Luffy as a savior from this pit.
Mr. 2's eyes went wide. He darted out of his cell and grasped Mr. 3 by the neck. Mugitan is here!
Yes,
Mr. 3 answered, while Mr. 2 shook his head back and forth.
He kept on going on about getting to level 5 for his brother or something.
Again, where do I begin with my problems with getting Chrysalis here, or Changelings here, and having Mr. 2 be a Changeling? I've already explained why I hate the idea that Sea Stone can apparently stop magic! F you. Just F you, Fick. F you hard. Just no. Sea Stone only affects Devil Fruit users. Saying it stops magic is basically you turning Sea Stone into this magical cure-all that stops everything! So that way, it can be convenient for your plot. And there's one thing I can't stand is doing that! But, here's another question. And I got a lot of them. 1. How did Celestia find Chrysalis? 2. Why is Chrysalis blaming Celestia when it was Twilight, Cadence, and Shining Armor that beat her? 3. How did they get down there? 4. Why was Chrysalis taken in so easily? Why didn't she do some manipulations? Why isn't she doing some more tricks? Number 5. Really? You mean the entire Changeling race is down here? Number 6. Why is Bon Clay and Robin Changelings? I still haven't gotten that. I still don't know why they're Changelings, and I don't know why they're here. 7. Why hasn't Celestia make any type of announcements as to why the Changelings are all captured? Vic, you have a lot of questions to answer, and I do hope for the sake of my skull, you actually answer them! You probably won't, but one guy can't help but pray and beg for mercy. I see! Mr. 2 relinquished his hold of Mr. 3 and smiled. While Mr. 2 spoke, Mr. 3 produced a narrow wax key and inserted it to the locks that bound Mr. 2's legs. To think that Mugitan would actually come here! Getting caught I can understand, but breaking in is a whole different deal.
A foolish deal, Mr. 3 choked. Who would ever really go further down?
I'm coming, Mugitan! Mr. 2's wings fanned out, and he buzzed down a corridor. Tracy stared at the direction Mr. 2 had run off to, then leaned over to Mr. 3. Tracy thinks you keep very bizarre friends.
Remind me to tell you of the man who's made out of pure steel can turn his arms into buzzsaws, or the woman with very long pointy fingers. Weird friends? Oh, I haven't even started. Think of him like a business associate. Mr. 3 sighed. Darn, his powers could have greatly assisted us. Still, him adding to the chaos Straw Hat is causing will help, and he'll do what he likes, as long as the gods care more about him than us.
I thought for sure that you died! Luffy cried out. This is One Piece. Nobody died! Okay, I stand corrected. Sometimes they don't die. Well, somebody please fix up Ace. I think his corpse is starting to smell. Still, can't let a good bonfire go to waste. Rusted marshmallows. Well, at least Ace's corpse is good for something. And I've officially ticked off every single Ace fan in the room. Thank you. We swans never die! Bond proclaimed. He looks at the script on Luffy and jumps back to inspect his hooves. Oh, whatever the hell I am now! Changeling! Starlight started from Luffy's leg. Luffy! How in Equestria can you be friends with a changeling? Starlight? You do know that they changed, right? You had this whole entire explanation back before then. You've been exploring Luffy's character. Well, at least you would be exploring Luffy's character if this fic actually got off its ass and decided to have some real character interactions rather than have Luffy eat, fight, ad nauseum throughout the entire story like that was his only character trait, like the fic had better things to do rather than focus on freaking character interactions. But I digress. You've got a lot more problems to answer than just character interactions. And no! Luffy's not always a pony. You know that Luffy's friends were not always ponies. You have heard him say this. You have heard Celestia say this. So it would make sense that his friends would also have additional changed forms. Pay attention! You're not stupid! Oh, and yeah, I'm docking another point for the whole entire shuddering like a wimp again! Godfic, do you think that all these girls are just little wimps for you to use, or are you forgetting any of them has a backbone except for the characters you like? Because I'm starting to think that's it. I'm starting to think that you are positive that only the characters you like have a backbone. And that's not how you do a crossover, buddy! Aisling! That's what this ugly thing is! Bond playfully wailed and flapped his hoof into Luffy's directions. Hey, Mookie-tan, who said that? That's none of your business! The stone shifted from magenta to sky blue. Luffy! Okay, look, I don't even know why we're doing this line, or just pulling out this statements. This really doesn't make any sense, given everything that's happened in the past. Oh god, what chapter are we on? 12, I think. I don't know. I don't keep track of these stupid chapters anymore. The author apparently wanted to mess with our heads. Whatever. Why are we doing this? This makes no sense. And this is really going to add nothing to the story. What does it add? Nothing. That's it. I quit. I'll Rainbow Dash. More cider. I'll play cider. That's one way to keep the element of loyalty in line. Don't trust this guy. He's probably just imitating your friend's voice to trick you. Wait a minute. Dash, you're a Pegasus. Your metabolism is so powerful it makes it so that you can't get drunk. How are you? Buy it! I had to try! Oh boy. Luffy held a blind gaze down to the stone. He did that before he became a weird bud pony thing, though. A tiny trickle of tears fell down to Bond's face. Don't remind me. The only good thing to come out of this form is this nice scene, but the hoes, oh the hoes, they are simply hideous. The stone changed from pearl blue to pale white, with a purple tint around the edges. Weiss's voice now came through it. He does have a point there. I'd be appalled too if I had to work on such encumbering form. Oh. Bond twirled his way over to Luffy and lightly tapped on the stone. I like whoever this is. It's been too long since I've had a person that will wax dramatically with. You have no idea, dear. Weiss chuckled. Oh, Mugi-chan, it seems that you have made even more great friends. Now, if only I could meet them. Something zipped past Bond's face and bore to the ground. Both he and Luffy looked at the fresh bullet hole and then the rest for the attack it came from. A new wave of guards had appeared from around the corner and rushed at them. We'll save the hawk for later. Now, let's get away from these guards and down to level 5. Really? Luffy asked with a wide grin, ignoring a bullet entering his leg and ricocheting back at the guards. Yes! Bond exclaimed. His breathing shallow. He serpentined through the air and the hail of gunfire that filled it. Yet he still kept a grin on his face. There's someone I want to see down there as well. Yes, the whole reason I've been suffering through all of Impel Down, rather than just reading the freaking Wikipedia article for you guys. Iva, I am here. For the awesomeness that is Iva, and I've been practicing doing her voice all this time, so I will not deny me doing Iva. Oh, another Celestia scene. It seems to be taking up a lot. Here we go. What, Matilda Ward? What the hell do you mean that Straw Hat has infiltrated Violet Down? We tried contacting you or Lauren, but we wouldn't pick up a card. So the prisoners are loose on level 2, but without the dragon to keep them in the cells, we've got forces for his foot there and on level 3. Fuse fell down. Matilda's nostrils and fell down in the front parts of the guard. He collapsed down with the guard with a threat. Matilda sifted his eyes over to the other staff in the room, all of them now wearing their masks. Darn one of you get into the medical bay. Where's Cylindus? He was on level 3, but his trap was dismantled by Straw Hat. Now we got reports that a tasty prisoner is 8 Straw Hat taking down Pelosori. A different guard answered. Between that and the level 2 right, he's withdrawn and left only a token force at level 3. The Minotaur is still down there, the female voice purred. Matilda grumbled. If the reports are accurate, Straw Hat is deliberately heading down. If the Minotaur should fail, Straw Hat and his accomplice will have to go through level 4. He raced them a hook, slid to the ground with enough force to sink his forward. The point the rest of our forces that are not handling the right into level 4. We're cornered there and execute them myself. Phew! Wow, that was a lot shorter than I expected. Darn it, I wanted to see if I could do a whole chapter of that. Luffy's soul was clapped against the dry and dusty stones that comprised the majority of level 3's floor. Ahead, Bon Clay's wings hung through the air as he carried Luffy through the labyrinthine level. He rounded the corner and fell to the ground, with his wings going back to his sides. Luffy galloped over and went over to Bond's side. Hey, let me stop! Bond gestured to start tears to the area around them. Listen, the guards have been pursuing us for quite a while, and now we can't even hear their hooves. Eh? Then Luffy shuffled his ears around. Something close by produced a low thump sound that was akin to a thick piece of metal slowly banging against stone. Then, what's that? Bond darted his head over to where the sound had come from. That's too heavy even for a fully armed guard to produce. His compound eye struck to his skull. Oh no! The sound repeated itself faster and louder. Now came in a rapid succession. A steady tempo like a great metal gong being hit over and over. Something flashed to the doe's left, and then a shadow appeared in front of them. A large black object lashed out on Luffy and Bond, and they both stepped back to avoid it as it cut through the air they previously occupied. Luffy stood in his stance prepared to fight. Ahead of him, the giant sheep lumbered forward, its form partially obscured by the dust as its attacker backed up. What is it, that thing? Did you see the way it moved? It's the Minotaur! Bond grimaced. It's one of the 4 deadliest beasts. Vicious creatures that treat prisoners like trash! Hey! The stone shape called out. He sliced his way with the dust with another swing of his weapon and stepped forward. His cloven hoof smacked to the ground and made it slightly tremor. It was understandable, given the immense height of the creature they belonged to. Its size was only increased by the massive pair of horns that sprouted out of his head and appeared sharp enough to gouge through rock. Right hand, it held a giant club that could be mistaken for a metal support beam, save for the onyx spikes that covered it. In contrast to the rest of it, the beast's eyes were small beady things, as black as the weapon it held. Stonewall resents that statement! Luffy's stone went yellow. Oh, that sounds like Iron Will. What's he doing here? Iron Will? Stonewall raised an eyebrow. How the hey does an intruder know my cut? Neat! Luffy screamed. Okay. I'm going to give you credit for the Iron Will Stonewall joke. Well done. I'm glad I sticked around for that. Well done, Vic. Well done. Bravo. Bravo. Golf clap. He rests forward, his eyes completely white ovals. His mouth expanded open until it was bigger than his entire head, and then clamped down on Stonewall's left arm. He proceeded to rightfully scream bloody murder. Wave after wave slashed against the grave piles. Upon deck, Celestia stared out from the bow of the ship. The ship's course was concealed by fog, but the so-called tub courier was Zura's guide as any navigator. He remained anchored to one spot until a splotch of darkness appeared out of the fog. Soon a gate adjusted and lived over the ship. So this is it. Experience extermination and Expo Suddenly left him and fell down. He foretold the deck, always keeping one eye on Celestia. I won't fault you on that. Only a fool would go into the bow of Viper without feeling some twinge of fear. Are you a fool to think of any straight good to come over this? Celestia gazed up at the monolith, gazed What's a small part of fighting form with them? These are turbulent times when you're entering. We agree on that. The ship passed through the gate and subsequently passed through the second one as well. The second gate was invisible to the eye, but it gave Celestia a light shoulder in the forehead at the base of her horn. It led to the rest of the crew with a strange taste of cotton candy and chocolate milk in their mouths. The taste was overpowered by the return of sensation they hadn't felt since entering Equestria. The remnants of the tub, the current that managed to slip through the gate of justice were highly useful in steering the ship, while the crew regained use of their fingers and walked on two legs. Cracks and puffs were all heard around the ship as the failures regrown their fingers. The ship to the ground closed that disappeared when they entered Equestria and reappeared upon leaving it. Mamunga nearly cracked his neck and bellowed out orders, and his crew resumed their persistence, making haste for Rainford. When things appeared on order once more, he focused back on Celestia. He was alone on the entity on the ship that still stood on four legs. If I may ask, Your Highness, when you attend your meetings, do the other World Wars simply assume that you're a Zoa user? Celestia gave a polite, technical reply. Unless anyone sees my true form to bear. Questions like yours draw too much of the sense into Equestria, so I chose to do something more convenient. Oh, wait, this is actually important. I'm actually going to read this normally. There, we're going back to super speed. Celestia's heart came back to life, and a thick golden aura spread across her whole body. She reared up, and her form shifted and glistened like rays of sunlight. Her hind hooves extended and smoothed out, while her white golden casings changed to much more new form. Her tail wrapped around her legs was returning a pinkish hue and losing their fur. It flattened out, elongated, and bleached itself until it resembled the body half of a white sari dress. Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! I was hoping she would be nude! Well, there goes my hope for any sexy nudity. The fur on her front legs receded up to her shoulders, leaving only slender pink arms behind, and turning gold where the fur stopped and the skin began. Her muscle pushed back into her face and turned pink as well, until all that was left was a small yet elegant nose and a pair of bright red lips. Like her muzzle, Celestia's horns shrunk and merely vanished underneath her tiara. Finally, her mane fell back over her wings, which stuck to her back and transformed into golden hoops that attached to her dress. Her fur and tail became. The glow around Celestia ceased as he took a deep breath. Where the pony once stood was now a young woman with blazing amethyst eyes. Besides, a smaller form such as this is much more conducive to battle. Okay, Vic, I'm just going to imagine that Celestia is unbelievably hot. Thank you. I kinda needed that. For a second, Celestia glanced back the way she had came, impelled down, and the rest of Equestria were lost in a haze, and he sealed off behind the gate of justice. The ship moved onward, but Celestia's mind remained at the gate. Straw Hat. Make it in time.